Hello everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take another look here at Flux, see what's going on, and try to identify how much further it's going to continue if it were to, right? So if you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor, just love teaching people how to trade, I hope you can learn something here today. And my goal is to help you become more self-sufficient. So if you want self-sufficiency or just a better trading experience, CryptoCache.tech is a website, link in the description below. Check that out. Let me know what your thoughts are there, and I hope to get to know you better. It's a really amazing experience, got over 300 different community members, and it's really just an amazing, awesome experience. I provide you with an academy, a trading community, and a signal group. We also have weekly roundtable discussions. It's very, very cool. Check that out in your own time. So here's the thing going on with Flux, something I want to just kind of point out right from the get-go. This healthy continuation that appears to be healthy, of course, could be not. We'll look at smaller time frames. Not to worry about that. What I want to touch on first is, of course, the amount of volume and or just the fact that there's less volume overall than we need to continue higher. And all I mean by that is if you look at the history here, very strong amount of volume accumulation versus the current price point. So I'm not saying that we need to have this much volume to get up to this point, but what I am saying though is that with us being at this current situation here, right around just say between $185 and $2, it's one of those cases where we want to make sure to have more volume before the price continues higher. At least the anticipation of it moving higher with this low amount of volume is not ideal. Okay, because again, that's just kind of the theme that you need to understand, that increased volume, increased price action, and continuation, and it's going to hold those support levels better. So just know that kind of going into here, we have a low amount of volume. Yes, it's more than we've seen in the last week or two. That is absolutely correct, but it's not enough to get us to that upper echelon, so to speak, just yet. All right, so looking at some of the other standard stuff, we're above both moving averages, which is fantastic. Nothing really to complain there. We're definitely looking good in that sense. That's going to work as a stable foundation, right around 150. RSI is up over 70, and this could effectively work as a support level. So what's great about this is that could imply that 172 is the next major support. So if the price were to pull back, we could effectively get a bounce. I say could because, again, with the amount of volume that we're seeing, even though it's more now than it was before, we need a little bit more volume to be able to maintain this price point because we're seeing a lot more selling off occur. That basically means there's a sell pressure right around the 209 range, which was a previous resistance level too. So right around 207 was a previous resistance. So we need to acknowledge the fact that we're in a resistance channel, or at least we traveled into one, and we might see more potential there for rejection. But more importantly, we'd probably just need to expect to see some consolidation in the price point of 172 to 185. So that's generally what we should expect here. Taking a look at smaller time frames, we'll see. Good news is we do have a type of continuation pattern here, and so until it basically breaks, we can kind of expect the price to continue higher, generally speaking. But once again, it's kind of already coming down to test that. This is a third test, of course, so if the price were to continue back up, there's a strong chance it will probably break that resistance level. But if it doesn't, and just say we get this volume continue to dissipate, then we're not in good shape. And the thing I don't love about this, just in general, the price action, is the fact that we have these significant green candles followed by just a tapered off volume to the downside. I've never really been a big fan of that type of price action. So to me, I feel as if Flux is it's not super strong. It's not as strong as we need it to be. Once again, because we don't have enough volume consistently spread out. It's all in one, these one little pushes, if you will, which is all well and good, right? It's spiking the price up, hopefully hitting your profit targets and coming back down. But it can be difficult to trade these kind of things. So just know that this trend line is lost. It'll probably consolidate sideways between 172 and 188. And if it continues to maintain the trend line, then we can expect 208 to break. Okay. So generally speaking, that it's not in terrible shape, but it's not great either. TD sequential is kind of telling us here we are getting closer. We're at about a 5. We do have potential of 4 more hours of continuation on the downside. If we look previously, when it hits a 9, it'll consolidate down to about a 7. It hit a 6 here recently and down to a 5. So there's not a lot of consistency in the numbers here. Really, a lot of times you want to try to look for patterns where if you see like 2 9s in a row, you can expect a retracement. But we technically did see that, and it continued higher. But again, new introduction of volume allows for that to happen. Unless we have more volume moving forward, we're going to probably see the price continue to decline. Once again, I think average 172 to 180 is probably pretty likely, or 188. So all in all, good, pretty good shape here from Flux. I'm not trying to, again, be negative by any stretch of the imagination, but if we want to see something similar to before, and we have increased volume, we're going to need that in order to maintain this level. So I guess in summary here, as far as best case scenario, again, it's taken roughly approximately, and this is just an approximate, it's how many days is that? That's February 24th. So it's been about 5 weeks, you could say, and it's increased 84% from bottom to top in that 5 weeks. Hypothetically, that same thing occurs. We get another 85% increase, or more importantly, it'd be 46 by then, a diminished return. We could see somewhere in the range of $3 within the next 5 weeks. Again, could is the key word here. With more volume, that's going to be a realistic thing. If we see the volume start to taper off and the price continues to recede, and we get stuck under these key level resistances, then we're going to have a problem. But at this point, Flux is still looking okay. It's looking relatively strong. I wouldn't say super strong. Again, without that volume, I'm just a little concerned we might see a pullback. So that's kind of just something to pay attention to. I hope this made sense and you can find benefit here, of course. Generally speaking, Flux is not terrible, but I wouldn't expect a 2 or 3x from this coin. Breaking this all-time high, I think, is fairly unlikely unless we get much more volume, right? More market adoption, more results, right? So, all right, I hope you found benefit once more. Thanks again for your time. We'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. If you're not currently a community member, CryptoCache.tech is the website. Link in the description below. Look forward to working with you. Have a great day.